Liverpool is taking on Real Madrid today and tonight, and I've found myself in a better position to obviously come up and obviously give you a little bit of a hint on how this game of football is obviously going to obviously be going in here. Now, when you look at the table of the Champions League, Liverpool is third, and by the way, it's the only team amongst the 36 teams that is going to obviously come up and obviously play what we call 4 games, and they've gone ahead obviously get maximum points, and that is 12, and they're playing Real Madrid. And when you look at Real Madrid, they're not really doing well. They are 21st onto this table. They've played 4 games, they've won 2 and lost 2. They're having 6 points and a goal difference of 2, coming to Anfield, the stadium that many people wouldn't like to obviously pay a visit to because of the form in which Liverpool is in. And guess what? Liverpool comes to this game of football as they will come back Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? But the likes of Harvey Elliott, the likes of Smiskas, Alisson Becker, Diego Jota, Federico Chiesa are really missing out. But for Real Madrid, they're not having Vinicius Jr., who played over the weekend, but he is out of this beautiful game of football. And then they're really having David Carvajal, David Alaba, Militao, Rodrigo, and Tchouaméni. All those are really out. So it shows you that they're really having a depleted squad a little bit, and they're coming in through travel. And Kylian Mbappe will obviously have to lift himself up to obviously put in the required shift altogether to raise support and really put in the best of the best performances to obviously see to it that this goes to pass. Liverpool, over the weekend, went ahead to obviously find themselves in a position of obviously beating Southampton by 3-2. Remember, Liverpool came back twice and then completed the comeback, and Salah scored a brace. You remember that very well. For Real Madrid, it was a 3-0 win over Leganes, and Kylian Mbappe went ahead obviously score a goal with an assist coming from Vinicius Jr. And they come into this game of football when they are trying to see to it that Kylian Mbappe obviously comes into there for you. For Jude Bellingham, this was a team that was supposed to sign him. He had agreed to join the side of Liverpool, but you all know what happened. What happened was simple. Liverpool couldn't obviously meet the amount of money that the side called Real Madrid could obviously offer to this star. So they come to this game of football when they've all gone ahead obviously win over the weekend. Now let's get to the probable starting 11 for the club of Liverpool. The system is 4-3-3. The system is 4-3-3 for the side of Liverpool, and they've always gone ahead obviously play it very well under Ancelotti, and they've gone ahead obviously put in a very beautiful shift all together. Now, Kaleha is going to be in goal for the side of Liverpool. You know that very well because Alisson Becker is not yet back and is really struggling to obviously come back and obviously take back his number 1 position. All not it that that's his position. That's his position, and a lot is really going to be happening into that area. And he's really going to be a busy goalkeeper because Real Madrid are really fond of really playing well in this Champions League tournament. And we are waiting to see how Ancelotti is obviously going to neutralize the attack of Real Madrid. Now, right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold is expected to return. You get? And he's expected to return to play as a right back. And it's said that if Vinicius Jr. fails to make it to this game, obviously, Kylian Mbappe will obviously play as a left attacking midfielder and will be facing Trent Alexander-Arnold. On the left back, obviously, it's going to be Robertson. You know him very well. This guy has been playing consistently for close to 7-8 seasons at Liverpool. And I tell you, he's one of the best left backs in the world. That is a Robertson for you. Right-sided centre-back, I go with Konate in there for you. And left-sided centre-back, I go with Virgil van Dijk. By the way, their pairing, that is of Konate and Virgil van Dijk, is one of the best with that of Arsenal, Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba. You get? So they're really doing great into the mix, and they're really putting in the required shift altogether to see to it that everything really moves on as planned. Now, in the midfield, Gravenberch will obviously come in and obviously play in the single pivot to shield that back four alongside alongside McAllister. Remember, he never started the game of Southampton and came off the bench because he was traveling from South America to England, and the manager brought him on to obviously play those limited minutes. And now this time around, he's like, I'm gonna give him a start, and we know he's really gonna start. So Basilai is another one who is obviously gonna come up and obviously play part into the beautiful game of football for the side of Liverpool. So that is the midfield three that's obviously going to be taking the midfield of Real Madrid, and you're waiting to see how things are really going to be panning out. Now, after that, we have to talk about the front three. And what is the front three? The front three is really going to be having Salah Mohammed. You know, he's really on fire, and he scored a brace over the weekend, and Real Madrid have to find a solution for Mohamed Salah, because if they don't, he'll obviously go ahead and obviously humiliate them and beat them to that side. So left side, I think Luis Diaz is obviously going to be starting. Cody Gakpo started on during the weekend, but this time around we see to it that this guy will obviously start on the left, and then Darwin Nunez will obviously lead the line for the side of Liverpool. So that is the probable starting 11 for the side of Liverpool as they take on Real Madrid. You get? And that is really going to be very important, because Kylian Mbappe is obviously going to be facing some of the hardest sides to play. Now, when you look at Liverpool, so we look at Real Madrid, their probable starting 11 will have Courtois in goal, Valverde as the right back, then Mendy to be played as the left back, then Rudiger is going to be played in the central defense with Asensio in there for you. Then Camavinga, Modric, and Adagula in the midfield. Then we'll be having Bellingham, Diaz, and Mbappe. So it shows you that this side is a little bit depleted, and I don't know how they're obviously gonna overcome this. You get? But it's really gonna be a highly contested game at the stadium of Anfield, and it capacitates close to 61,000 people. You know that very well. Now, there are stats that we need to obviously go through before I really tell you my prediction. First, Liverpool won their first 3 games against Real Madrid in European competition between 1981 and 2009. However, they are winless in their 8 meetings, since then suffering 7 defeats and 1 draw. So, Liverpool have just won 3 games against Real Madrid. Secondly, Real Madrid are the team that Liverpool have lost most often against in Europe, 7 times indeed. Among sides they've faced 5 times in Europe. They are also the opponent. They have lost the highest percentage of their games against, 64%, 7 losses in 11 games. Thirdly, Liverpool are the only team with 100% record in the Champions League. I've told you that at the beginning of the video, winning all 4 games. The only previous time they've won their first 5 games in a major European campaign was in 2021-2022. Won first 7, so they went ahead to win 7 games in there for you. Then fourthly, Real Madrid have lost 2 of their last 3 UEFA League games. You know, they have 1 win, as many as they had in the previous 28 combined. 20 wins and 6 draws. They have never lost 3 games in a single group phase in a season before. Lastly, half of Liverpool's goals in the UEFA Champions League this season have been scored following crosses, 5 out of 10, with their 5 such goals being the most of any side. Each of the last 3 goals from crosses in the competition have been assisted by Mohamed Salah, 1 versus Bologna and 2 versus Bayern Leverkusen. They've beaten Atlanta, they've beaten Bayern Leverkusen, they've beaten AC Milan, I think. So they've gone ahead, obviously put up a very beautiful display. And here I come up with my prediction, and I'm calling in for a 3-1 win for the side of Liverpool at Anfield. They're really in fine form, and I know they're really going to be doing the needful. Their defense is really good, and I think per every department, Liverpool is looking better. Liverpool is looking a better side in every department. That is it, because even at the defense, They are better midfield. Liverpool is better because the midfield of this team is really depleted. You don't have Chiomini, that is really a very big blow, and their front side, if they had Vinicius and Kylian Mbappe on the pitch, then at least they'll obviously come up and obviously compete with Diaz and Mohamed Salah. But we all know that Diaz and Salah have gone ahead to put in a very desirable shift this season, and they're doing better. Now, 3-2. 3-1 win for the side of Liverpool. That's my prediction, and I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. This is the Rokani Media Football, and hope you guys are really having fun in whatever you've been doing. A 5-finger salute to everyone watching in through, and I sign out for now. See you later, and bye-bye.